On this episode of the Tristian Clunis Real Estate Podcast, we dive into condos downtown. We talk about what happened during the pandemic and whether the condo market is back. We also talk about the differences between a condo versus a house. Now make sure you like and subscribe at the button below. I'm not sure where it is. Let's get the show started. What's up, everyone? Tristian Clunis here, and welcome to the Tristian Clunis Real Estate Podcast. It's our third episode where we talk about all things real estate and other things as well. I got my co-host. We're not sure what he is yet. We're saying co-host. He wants to say just host, but I'm using him as a co-host. Co-host Wesley Hype. Wes Hype, was goody, bro? At West Hype.
The people have spoken already on this.
And they made it very clear.
Let it go.
They made it very clear.
I'm the host.
No, that's not
It's
what
so
happened.
clear. I have the stats.
What are the stats?
I'm
What did they say?
I'm not pulling up the stats right now. I will edit the stats.
Chris, this is where we need to add in.
Listen to me. Okay?
Do we have that? Yeah, there we go.
Bro, I just went in airplane mode so my phone doesn't ring like it did last time.
Okay.
So I'm not going to take the phone out of airplane mode to go into the stats and pull this up. I will insert the stats in this part of the video. In the edit, I have clearly won. I've clearly won. I'm the host. So anyways, welcome to my show. Today, we got the cameras there. Today, we have my special guest, Tristan. Hey, Tris, how's going on?
Hey, I'm doing great.
How's going on?
How's going? I'm glad that's on camera. Hey, Tris, how's going on? How's going on? How's going on?
How was your drive into the studio
Buddy,
here today?
it was just insane. To be honest with you, it was. I'm not impressed because so this morning, trying to grab this guy. We had so many things to do before the podcast. And buddy, traffic.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. If you live in Toronto, you know what I'm talking about. If you have to travel on the 401 or the QEW or the DVP, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So on my way here, yes, I got into a little bit of traffic, you snake.
Yeah.
And this guy's normally, to be honest with you, when if I'm picking up Wes or if we're going anywhere, those people that know Wes know, he takes 2.5 years to come downstairs. Literally 2.5 years.
Nobody believes anything you're saying, including the traffic.
Everybody believes. I promise you. You tell Wes, yeah, I'm downstairs, and yo, bro, Doug, I'm in the elevator, bro. How long does the elevator take to get down to the lobby? I want to know.
We're gonna move on from this. I'm gonna explain something to you really quickly. It takes a long time to do my hair. Unfortunately, you don't have that problem.
I genuinely do have that problem. Please zoom in on this. I definitely have that problem.
Don't have that problem.
So I'm aware that hair can take long sometimes. I do have that issue. And my wife has that problem as well. So there.
What does your wife have to do with anything? Is she here
I don't know,
now?
I just felt like I should have added her. She's the only person that has the hair. Anyways, let's get back to
my show. To my show.
Your show. No,
well, I'm hosting the show that I host, which is your show.
Let's get back to what are we gonna do? Ask Clunis. Ask Clunis.
Wesley asks Clunis.
No.
So here in this segment is called Wesley asks Clunis.
It's not what it's called, guys. That's not at all what it's called. It's called Ask Clunis. I'm not sure why he's literally trying to be the captain now. You are not the captain now. So I have to make it very clear.
Can I ask you a
question?
You are not.
Sir? Go ahead, shoot.
Thanks. It's not actually from me. It's from our good friend. Kayla K. Young wants to know. So we're starting with Wesley Ask Clunis. Do you recommend buying a foreclosed home to flip/rental?
Do I recommend buying a foreclosed home? So first things first, to be honest with you, finding a foreclosure in Canada, like we just don't, our system is very different.
Yeah.
We don't work the same as in the US. In the US, they have the foreclosures, people buying houses for $5 in like Detroit and different places. We don't quite have that here, especially, for one in Canada, but especially in the GTA.
Yeah.
What we do have is if somebody's not paying their bills or whatever the situation, not paying their mortgage, the banks have the right of a power of sale.
Okay.
Where they could, they would pretty much take control over your house and they will be the one to sell it. They'll hire somebody like me. I've done it for the banks numerous times over the years. And they will hire us to sell the house, but we're trying to sell it at market value.
Okay.
Where people get it kind of, I guess, confused is normally it's in the state that it's in. So if it was lived in for like 20 plus years and they're forced out by the bank to move and leave the premises, how they left it is how the bank's going to sell it. Right? So it may be just based on the condition of the home. Yeah. It may sell at a lower price than market value, but we're striving for market value.
So although we don't have the $5 deals as you mentioned,
unfortunately, $5
sounds like a KFC combo.
$5 combo. You can get fries, chicken, and a house.
We don't have those deals.
No, not quite.
But you might get, based on the condition of the house, based on the fact that the sellers are being forced out, and it might not be in the best condition, and that's where the savings is. So it might be good for a flip then.
Yeah, but with that being said,
okay,
we're in GTA. We're in the Greater Toronto area where we just got the numbers of what's happening. Actually, like for example, the average sale price of a home. The average price of a home in GTA right now is $1,064,000.
Wow.
So $1.064 million in the GTA. So I say, like, what's a deal? Like, people are willing to buy the house in its shape, and it's still going for market value, even if it needs work. Because, and one of the reasons why is HGTV has shown people that we could take this ugly duckling and make it into a beautiful, beautiful home.
People aren't as hung up
they're
on.
not afraid.
I don't like
this years ago though. So 5-10 years ago, flippers were like laughing at life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody was afraid. I think even longer than 5 years. Yeah, more closer
probably.
to 10 years.
Yeah.
Everybody was afraid of taking a home that needed so much work. But now with, as I said, HGTV, people have learned, okay, maybe it's not that hard for me to just hire a contractor to fix up the kitchen or to fix up the bathrooms. So people are willing to take houses that need work. So,
even in a foreclosed market, even in a power of sale, you still might have some competition, and you might be paying pretty much around the same price. So I hope that answers your question, Kayla. Our next question is kind of similar, comes from Body by Mars. It's I would love to invest in real estate. I don't have a lot of money. Where can I start? And she said again, rental. Or flipping. What's a good starting point for someone that's looking?
So it's funny because I think some people, when they say they don't have a lot of money, they're not quite sure how to get the money. Like, a lot of people start in real estate, they don't actually have money.
Yeah.
They use this whole thing called using other people's money.
That's where your credit score becomes important.
OPM, other people's money, exactly. So they're able to,
OPM. That's like your abbreviation.
Yeah. Other people's money. That's a legit thing.
I never heard that.
Before. Buddy, Chris, have you heard of other? Yeah,
OPM?
Chris knows about OPM.
I'm missing out on life, bro.
OPM, other people's money. Yeah. So I mean,
so
even
I
if you don't,
lunch.
I don't want. Yeah, you should. No, wait, what? That backfired. Let's answer the question. OPM, other people's money. Even if you don't have money, if you know how to do certain things, sometimes you're able to, get resourceful and use some other people's money, whether it's, private lenders or family, friends, and say, hey, if you wanted to, for example, get into, did she say flipping, or she just wanted to invest?
Well, she was asking if renting or flipping would be a good way for her to get into the market. Well, I guess what she's saying is she can't, she doesn't really have the money to move into a place that she lives in right now.
Yeah, renting. Like. So when you're doing, the reason why I brought that up is a lot of people, there's two things. People think that they don't have money, but then they really do. A lot of people have, like, for example, if you own a home, you may not have the money in your bank account, but if you own a home and you have equity in your home, a lot of people, I mean, instead of sitting on the equity, why not take it out and get a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, where the bank will give you, if you have a decent amount of equity, which is, decent amount of appreciation of your home. So let's say, for example, you have a house that's, you have a mortgage on that's $300,000 or $400,000, but yet you could sell it right now, and if it was to be appraised, it's $900,000 or $1 million. You have all that money that you can now take advantage of. For the most part, you can borrow up to. You can do up to. You would have to leave at least 20%. Right, so you could borrow up to 80%, right? Cool. Of the actual value of the home. So with all that said and done, if you were to pull that money, you can now take that money and invest in it in real estate. do all kinds of different things with it, right? Like as long as you are meeting the standards of that, and of course you have to speak to your banks and speak to your lenders, that's a great way for you to invest in real estate. So using a HELOC, if you don't own a home, other people's money is great. Maybe you have a bunch of family members that you can kind of pull together that are willing to take a chance on you because you've been watching HGTV or you've been learning about investing in real estate and flipping in real estate, and they trust you.
Yep.
And they don't have the time to go out and figure out which house to buy and all that kind of stuff. So they trust you to do all the legwork. You do all the sweat equity, and we'll come with the actual cash and capital to help you out.
Yeah, no, that's great. So
it's kind of a long answer. But you're gonna have to figure that out.
I'll just surmise it. So if you ain't got money, make sure you got credit. If you ain't got credit, get a partner.
Yeah.
If you ain't got a partner, find one.
Yeah, and so you brought up partner because that's a good point. Like that's called joint ventures. If you don't have money and you want to invest in real estate, what I just described is pretty much a joint venture.
Yeah.
You get somebody that has money, but then you provide the sweat equity of finding the place, making sure that you analyze it, that it's maybe a cash flow, property or something that's going to appreciate well, or something that you're going to look to flip. You do all the sweat equity up front. So that you know that when you come to that person, you have all the research ready to go. They're like, okay, so I just have to invest my money. I don't have to think about it. You handle everything.
Yeah. Might be
offer to property manage the property. Yeah. Maybe if it's a long-term investment, like if you want to do a rental, you offer to property manager. I'll take care of the tenant. You don't have to worry about changing whatever the filter in the furnace, or you know what I mean, or fixing toilets. You don't have to worry about that. I will do all that.
If you don't have money, you don't have credit, put in some work, and get the deal done.
There you go, bro. There you go.
All right. So these next three questions actually are very related. One is from David Mack that says, when is the price gonna drop or bubble burst? One is from Superfly's Rock that says, is the market hitting a plateau in certain areas? And the one before that, is a tribe called Lee, who says, do you think the housing market will crash? So the crash, the drop, the bubble, the plateau, it's all the same kind of questions. So tell me, what is the state of the market right now in your opinion, and what do you anticipate in the coming months?
It's insane. Next question. Not joking. It's nuts. So anybody nobody has a crystal ball. So none of us, we can't predict the future. We have no idea. All we could do is go. I can't predict the future. I'm Ron Burgundy. Sorry, it's a movie. Anyways, so we can only go based on what we've seen in past years and all that stuff. Yeah. I don't think that there's going to be a crash coming anytime soon. To be very honest,
I don't either.
And right? You watch the stuff that I watch, and we've been reading the same things, and just the stats alone, what we're seeing, what may happen, it may slow down, and certain markets may slow down more than others.
Yes.
So and slow down really is almost like a cooling off. We had January, February, March was insane. January, February, March was just absolutely crazy. We didn't have any inventory, none at all, and we had a ton of demand. We had all these buyers all fighting for the two properties that are on the market, right? Yeah. So, but since April, we just got our April sets, we're actually seeing that we had an increase in inventory because we have months of inventory has actually increased. So we have a little bit more of a standing inventory. Not a lot though. It's still extremely low. It's still very clearly a seller's market, but it just cool off just a little bit. So I don't anticipate, obviously the government's not looking to raise interest rates significantly in the next couple of years. We talked about on our last episode about the newcomers coming to Canada, the new immigrants that are coming skilled with money, with 75% of them having their down payment in their pocket before they even touch down in Canada, ready to go. You know what I mean? So they'll only be renting for like about 1 to 3 years, and then they're looking to buy. So with that influx of new demand, and then the interest rates being low, and our current demand already being insane, I don't anticipate a slowdown. Maybe a slowdown, but not a crash coming anytime
or a
soon.
bubble burst.
Yeah.
What about the plateau? Is that what we were describing?
I think if anything, it's
going
to
to
a plateau is kind of cooling off, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's needed. Like we want it to be a little more. Again, when I say balance, I'm saying balance because it's not really balance. It's still for sure a seller's market, but we want it to slow down just a little bit because when we see those spikes, it comes down just as as hard as it goes up, right?
Yeah.
Like when you see it go up,
Yeah.
it comes back down very, very significantly fast,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So we don't want any crazy spikes. You kind of want the market to just slowly go up. So I do see somewhat of a slowdown, but again, not nowhere near a crash, not even close.
But like you've told me time and time again, and I even want to note to myself, put that little chart there. It's a real estate's
Make
a buy.
Sure your camera's on me right now when I look.
I'm trying to give you your kudos here.
Oh,
man.
sorry.
What I learned myself on my own research, that year over year thing, it's a buy and hold win every time. You know what I mean?
100%. Oh yeah. So you've seen. I love when
charts.
you do that. By the way, you give me. He doesn't give me the compliment, but he will like you. You will like shape it in a way where it's like. Is that a compliment?
I don't know.
I think
it felt like a compliment to me.
If you watch the last 5 to 10 years, and we have charts like I could send it to anybody so that they can see it. Like real estate, even with all the highs and lows, the 2017 Fair Housing Plan that we had a little bit of a dip in the market.
Yeah.
Even if you go back further, back in 2008 when the recession happened.
Yeah,
even still, we're still going.
Okay.
The longer you hold in real estate, the better. Buy and hold is by far the best strategy in real estate.
Yeah.
That is the safest and best strategy. We've seen millionaires because of buy and hold. Obviously, flippers as well. There's different strategies that you could do to make money, but buy and hold is by far the best one.
And it just kind of combats what you're talking about with those spikes. If you happen to buy it on an up spike and it comes back down on the other side, it's a buy and hold type of situation. You don't put yourself in a position where you're trying to sell at one of those low points. It's bound to come back up at some point.
And the low points, I'm glad you mentioned that because I do real estate. I don't talk about stocks and all that, even though we dabble in it. But I'm a real estate guy. You only are affected by a low point when you sell.
Exactly.
So if you buy stock in Apple or Nike, or if you buy property and you bought it, even if, you see it, plummet, you're only affected by that. Don't panic. You're only affected the second you sell. When you sell that property and you sell in the low, that's when you're affected. But if you continue to just ride it out, because we've seen that over time, it's gone up. If real estate continues to rise, then you're good. You're Gucci. Who cares about what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could friggin' go to zero. You know that it's going to. If you don't sell during that time, you're going to be good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Thank you, sir.
I like it.
Oh well. Oh, thank you, man.
What else we got here?
You're not seeing the sway right now. Look.
No, I'm not.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, go ahead. You do this way. I'll just look at the questions.
Snake.
We got one more question. And I'm very happy that this person asked this question.
Go.
This is from Faith Elizabeth. And she says, Faith Elizabeth XO to be exact. And she says, what is the average price for a condo downtown Toronto in this economy, COVID times? Ooh. And why I'm really happy about that question is because that brings us into the next topic for today. We are actually going to have an entire segment dedicated to condos, more specifically a market update that you've brought us here today on downtown condos. Is that correct?
You know what? You're actually doing a pretty good job.
I'm
He's pretty, Chris. He's pretty smooth with this whole trend. That was a good transition. Your audition is going well right now. And then you haven't gotten the role yet. Your audition is going great. We're watching you.
All right.
Hey,
man.
we got our eye on you. Chris, we got our eye on him. Anyways, let's get to
downtown condos. Talk to me about what's happening
condos.
in
So downtown condos is one of the most interesting thing to watch over the last few months.
Yeah.
You watched it with me. You live downtown in a condo. You know.
I watch it from my window.
You watch from your window, from your headquarters. So a couple things with downtown. Let's pick an area because downtown Toronto is massive, right? Like I know it seems small, but we break it up into sections. So we have a section called C1. It's kind of like the central spot for downtown Toronto. Everything kind of flows from that. Where you live, exactly. So let's say C1. So C1, I'm gonna break it down because this is where we're gonna talk about stats.
Yep.
I'm not gonna make it boring. I'm just gonna kind of just give you like a timeline.
Yeah, I appreciate you not making it boring.
No problem.
Thanks.
February 2020.
Yes.
The average price in C1 for a condo apartment was $840,000.
Wowzers.
This is right before,
Average.
so February, that's the average price. So maybe, obviously, that's average, can have higher.
All
can have
units,
lower.
all
all units in this, all units, all
that
condo
sector.
units in that specific area, C1, right? Which is, again, central Toronto, downtown Toronto, was $840,000. February 2020 was right before COVID.
Yes.
So this is when the condo market was just insane. It was untouchable. Like the detached was not saying much. Everything was kind of just there. But the condo market, even during the 2017 slowdown, kept moving. Like we just see it just kept going, right?
Yeah.
So that's at $840,000 in February 2020.
Fast
COVID
forward.
hits.
March.
COVID hits, right? In March. So let's fast forward to November 2020.
Yes.
So this is after COVID.
Yeah.
We are now in the peak. And remember, we started seeing as of April, the condo market almost it disappeared in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like nobody was.
All the people disappeared.
Yeah, all of it, exactly. Like the prices that dropped.
Yeah.
Like activity, like in terms of standing inventory increase. So it was clear that it was a buyer's market in Toronto during those like that peak of the COVID months.
Yeah.
November 2020, the average price in November was, give me 1 second, I'm just pulling it up here. I just had it.
Take your time. You're just on a live.
Just over $693,000. So we had February 2020 at $840,000,
Wow.
and in November it went down to $693,000. So it
that's a
dropped.
crazy
So
drop.
we started, as I said, February, March, April, it just started tanking.
Yeah,
We started getting way more inventory, a lot more standing inventory. Buyers now had their choice.
Yeah.
And this is what I was saying in the previous episode, which you got to watch.
Yeah.
We started seeing a lot of the young buy during that time because investors were unloading or offloading. They were getting rid of their properties. And the young generation that couldn't buy because it was just way too competitive, now had the pick of the litter. They can literally, choose between which property they want. They can negotiate, which was impossible before.
Yep.
Now,
like we said before, that was also the Airbnbs weren't in effect.
Exactly.
The, foreign students weren't there. Even sometimes the out of town students, like just as far as Oshawa, the commute people that would normally be down for school or down for work, they were vacating and migration. What do you call it? Exodus.
Exactly.
Movement of job people.
Hey. Anyway, so I mean, everything that you said is completely correct. During that time, that was the best time to buy condos, by far. From March to, what did you just say?
I said I didn't buy.
Yeah, from March to, I would say December, January, even January.
Yeah.
That was by far the best time to
time.
buy in Toronto, because guess what happened come March of 2021.
From
which
what
was
I
a
know
couple
about
months
the
ago.
chart, it came
Buddy,
right back.
It came right back up. So it went from 840, I think I said 840 to
Yes.
693
Yes.
to March 2 months ago, 2021, went back up to $770,000.
Wow.
Not only that, if you look at this month or the month that just passed, which is April, it went up to $802,000. So we've seen 840.
Yeah.
Pandemic happens. Oh my gosh, the sky is falling. Oh my God, nobody's gonna ever live in Toronto again. I want to be in the woods.
That's it. Only the woods.
Only in the woods. I don't want to be in a condo. No, drop. Everybody drop. It went all the way down to 693 in November 2020 to, oh my gosh, maybe the sky's not falling. Things are happening. Vaccine. Oh my goodness, we are starting
Work
to
is
social
calling me
distance.
back.
Work is calling me back.
And I don't like the GO train.
Yeah, I don't want to travel. I hate this commute. I forgot why I moved downtown in the first place. Go back up to 770 March 2021 to, oh my gosh, I should have bought a condo from a long time ago. Like from time. I need to get back into
Condos is a Teflon market.
Exactly, to $802,000. And where do you think it's going to continue to go?
Right. And
In that direction.
So just going back to your previous point, it's only the people that sold during that period of time that would be affected by this drop in the market and this rise back up.
Exactly.
And we're only talking about the space of a year, a little bit more than a year, where it didn't really matter that your condo was worth 10% less or what have you, 20% less, because right now it's back up to 95% of the value it was a year ago, and it's climbing.
And everything that you just said. So think about it this way. If you bought like 2017, 2016,
Yeah, right.
What are we talking about? What you just said makes so much more sense because
you bought it for $450,000.
$10. We're back in Detroit. We're back in Detroit buying properties for $5.
I'm gonna have to check the fact on that. I don't think in 2017 it was worth $5.
No, probably not.
It was not what it is right now.
Exactly. It was still pretty expensive, but exactly that.
Yeah.
But
it's not.
if you bought in 2016, 2017, why are you worried?
Or even worse, if you bought it from 2013, 2014,
you're even in a way better position.
They probably paid you to take it at that time.
Wow.
They were giving the condos away. No, but real talk. Like that was, I think I have a friend that bought around that time. Well, I know I have a friend. I think it was around that time. I do have friends. And I'm pretty sure.
Very questionable, guys. I'm certain. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm his only friend. I'm pretty sure I'm his only friend.
And that's questionable. I'm pretty sure it was like somewhere in the range of like 300, 400,000. Like honestly.
Yeah. No, the average price has gone up. I wish I had that. Like I do have the numbers. I wish I had it handy.
We'll pull them up for next time.
We'll pull it up for next time. Or maybe we'll put it on the screen while we're talking right now.
Just give me editing work.
Wes, I don't even know if this is where I should be. Anyways, we're going to put the average price of what it was for C1 specifically. Let's make sure that we put this up. Okay. C1 condo apartment, 2013. Okay. Average price. Okay. For April 2013.
All right, cool. I'm not gonna do any of that.
He's going to do it.
The only person that makes editing notes is me, okay? Because you're not doing the editing.
We're gonna get him to do it. It's done. It's already here. It's right here.
I'm so mad that it's there. I'm so mad that it's there right now. But yeah, so it's come back up.
The people that bought in 2013 would have been like, why are you even worried? Keep your property.
Yeah.
And that's why it goes back to what we were saying with buy and hold. You're going to see the rise, and you would have been rising by like crazy amounts, hundreds of thousands of dollars to come to 2020 where we had the pandemic, and then you would have seen the dip in the market. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like you're still on top. You're still doing great because now what's happening? That curve is coming right back up.
So what I can kind of gather from what you're saying, like across the board, we're now talking about condos and downtown condos specifically.
Right.
But as you're saying about the buy and hold, really and truly, unless you're in a position where you really, really, really need to sell at that point in time, you're cool. Don't panic. The sky is not falling. It doesn't matter what's going on. And mind you, these have been drastic situations that have caused these drops.
What's more drastic than this? When have we ever think about when has the world locked down? The whole world locked down completely. The world. We're not talking about just Toronto, not just Ontario, not Canada, not North America. The world locked down for like a month plus, 2 months, where everybody was just on lock. What's worse than this? Armageddon? Like, what are we talking about right now? It's only when Terminator comes back. No, but I say that because this is a pretty serious. The pandemic is a pretty serious situation, and we're still seeing the market, and we're still standing. The market is still going. We had a dip, yes, but if you didn't sell, then you're fine. As you said, people will have to sell. There's going to be situations where people are going to have to sell, right? So 2020, maybe you were getting a certain amount of for a rent. Yeah. During that time, if you're an investor, that's why a lot of these investors sold, because they were getting X amount of dollars. They were making crazy bank, on rent. Yeah. And now your tenant moves out. Yep. Or now you got to give your tenant a quarter of the rent as opposed to what you were getting before. Well, now it's not a positive cash flow property. Now it's costing you money. Some people are probably costing them like thousands, let's say anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month that you now had to come up with on top of your mortgage that you live in your principal residence. That's a problem. That could be an issue if you're unable to ride it out, because we had no idea how long that will last. So I understand that people had to sell, but in a perfect scenario or ideal scenario, you keep your property. Don't sell. You hold. You never sell during those situations. Never sell your property ever in life. That's
now we're talking about investments, so we're not going to get into that.
That's another segment,
we're not even
brother.
Into that. Faith, I hope that answered your question. Thank you so much for that question. I saw a post that you made on your social media. I'm going to pull it up here. It was an old post. I think it was a Throwback Thursday.
Okay.
Throwback Thursday. Well, I find it. and it was talking about why condos are better to purchase than houses. And I'm not expecting you to remember this information because it's from so long ago. You've been doing this a minute, haven't you? Didn't you say something like 10 years?
Something like that, 10 years.
Your humble
Sorry,
brag.
just some of it was in my throat, Chris. I didn't. I don't have any water. I think it was something like 10 years or something.
So
like that.
I'm not expecting.
I don't know.
You
I have
to,
no idea. I don't know. I don't know 10 years. I don't know how long.
Are you done?
I don't know how long it is. It may be. If I have to throw a number, 10 is just one of those numbers that come to me. Go, you're on.
So you're done.
You're
now.
on. Go.
Cool.
Camera 2.
So I'm not expecting you to remember this information, but I'm gonna tell you things. It says 4 reasons why a house may be better than a condo may be better than a house. Right, and the first one is maintenance and repair. Why is the maintenance and repair in a condo why might the maintenance and Say again. Why might the maintenance and repair be better in a condo situation than a house?
So in a condo situation, you are normally responsible for just what's within your unit.
Correct.
Anything outside of your unit, you're not responsible for. So even down to your windows for most condos, you don't even have to, like, that's not your responsibility. You know what I mean? The condominium corporation will take care of all that, right? So you are not responsible. And if you think about the major repairs and deficiencies, it's normally for things that are like your roof, your furnace, your windows, the exterior of the home, the foundation. A lot of those things are where the major repairs were, to fix a roof, depending on the size of your roof, can cost you, tens of thousands of dollars easily. Yeah. Right. But if you don't have a roof to worry about, you're not worried about that cost, right? So those are the reasons why I would say, condos may be better for someone other than a home. Yeah. Other than a house, I should say.
That's definitely one of the benefits. You also said the amenities.
Amenities. If you have for example, if you live downtown, it doesn't even have to be downtown anymore, because pretty much they're making condos across the board in GTA just really lavishly, nice. Bro. Like,
I haven't been in one of the.
They are luxurious, brother.
Yeah.
Outside of Toronto, yeah, man. A lot of them have all the same amenities that you would get in a downtown Toronto condo, right? Where you would have your pool, you will have your fitness area, you will have a media room. A lot of them are making them, and this is the reason why we're having this discussion, because it may be just an option for you to get a condo as opposed to a detached home, and you're worried because you're like, oh no, I don't want my kids, if you have kids, to grow up in a condo. They're making 2-3 bedroom condos, even more 3-bedroom condos with a play area downstairs in the base, in the lobby or on the main floor, media rooms, Zoom meeting rooms.
Wow.
Everything that you would need, so that you could take advantage of a space where, that you wouldn't have a media room necessarily in your house, or a pool or a fitness room. You would have to go to YMCA or to Good Life or one of those places. I'm not sponsored by any of them.
I don't think
anybody blur their names out.
I don't think anybody thought you were being sponsored by them. It was
this is you know what, I need to get a Good Life sponsorship. Well, anyways, yes.
Well, actually, in this scenario, you're actually advocating against Good Life and just using your condo.
Oh, damn it.
Condo.
He's right.
You're saying don't cancel your Good Life membership and get a condo.
Good Life, if you're listening,
and go there for free.
You know what this means. But yeah, no, the amenity. I'm pretty sure that answers the question, right? Like, all the amenities that you get that you normally wouldn't get with a house, you now can take advantage of, and you can get rid of your Good Life membership. Damn it, I just said it.
And one of the other things that you said was a good bonus. Reason number 3, security.
Security, concierge. Yeah, it's having somebody in the front. Amazon packages, buddy. There's a surge in theft when it comes when it comes to Amazon packages. People coming to your house and stealing from your doorstep. The Amazon packages. They don't even know what it is. They're just stealing them.
So what I was saying when you first said it, you said a surge. I was like, that's like you're gonna say a surge in Amazon deliveries.
No,
of
course. So
obviously,
with the world that we're in right now,
exactly,
the world that we're in right now,
much more lucrative of a business.
Exactly. People are they're driving around. If you live in a house, they're driving around, and there's literally articles and news talking about this. They're going around and checking to see, and they're just literally just grabbing your package from your door.
I really hope it was like toilet paper.
Yeah, they can care less.
Diapers.
They can care less what it is.
Yeah,
they're making like units to block that out. Anyways, you're gonna have to edit
anyone
all this out.
Anyone that steals, I hope every time you steal a package, it's toilet paper.
Oh, what if toilet paper is in demand?
Well, then you're gonna be rich.
But to answer your question, sure did. But to answer your question, the concierge, obviously having somebody that's there present, you know, to be able to take on your packages and all the things from Amazon, you know, write your name on it. You can just come in and deliver and pick it up whenever whenever you want. But then also obviously having the security, having somebody that's there. Nobody can just run up in your condo unit, right? Like they have to face somebody first usually. So
you also mentioned in the video cameras. A lot of
cameras, exactly. So just overall, I think people like the just a peace of mind, right? Like that's what it brings, really. The security brings a peace of mind knowing that there's somebody there, and a lot of these spaces do have 24-hour concierge.
Yeah, and reason number 4, which I don't know if it's reason number 1. I don't know if I should have went in reverse, drum rolled.
I'm not
backwards.
sure. I wonder if that ruined the audio when you just.
Yeah, probably did.
We're gonna keep that.
Yeah,
in.
we'll just keep it.
Keep that in.
Affordability.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we look at the prices, like let's look at that. Like look at GTA right now. The average price for April 2021, so for last month, the average price for a condo was $691,000. This is for GTA. Remember, the numbers that we were talking about before was for C1, that area. So now we're looking as a whole, the Greater Toronto area.
Yep.
The average price for the Greater Toronto area condo is $691,000. The average price for let's say, hold on, I have it here. Give me one moment. Because I have let me just go based on the average that includes condos and everything else. So the average price for all home types in GTA is over $1 million.
And
right away, you can see the price.
The lower side of
the
that.
condos is what's dragging it down.
Yeah, so you can say, even though there's like a $300 and some odd $1,000 difference.
Remove condos out of there.
You're over $1 million.
We're way over $1 million. Exactly,
So,
right? So the average, so just to make sure that we understand that, average price right now for condos in the Greater Toronto area is just over $691,000. The average price for all home types in GTA is $1,064,000. So that goes to show you that
crazy
condos are that, even though they're doing well and they're appreciating nicely, they're affordable. They're still the way to go. And we're gonna see a lot more builders, as I said, going to be building. They weren't building a lot of 3-bedrooms because 3-bedroom units are it's really not good business for them because they're more profitable making the small little 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms and 1+ dens because they can maximize and make more units.
Yeah,
but they're
splitting
now
2 units is not. If you can build 2 1-bedroom units, it's gonna be way more money than the 1 3-bedroom unit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now they're realizing that, hey, this is a market here. People are more inclined to, they can't afford that detached house that they would want, or townhouse or semi. So they're now building with 2 bedrooms plus den or 3 bedrooms, lot larger units, and they're moving towards that way. And that layout is pushing outside of Toronto now, outside of downtown. So now we're seeing like Mississauga and your Bramptons and your Scarborough, Whitby, Ajax. They're making their units a lot bigger, which is kind of cool, right? So it's going to be a completely different market in years, so very, very short future. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yes. We'll cut back to this clip in a year and say, you're the Rain Man.
Buddy, I promise you, we are going to see way more 3 bedrooms, way more 2.5 beds. So 2.5 is 2+ dens, really.
Great information, man. I really appreciate you being on my show today.
Are we wrapping it up? That was fun. Let me ask you something. I have a question I wanted to ask.
Yeah. What's up?
Which one would you prefer? And Chris, I'll ask you too, brother. You can answer off camera. So not off camera and off a microphone, I guess. Which one would you prefer? Would you prefer a beautiful 4,000 square foot house? Pick the area. You grew up in Pickering. Let's say Pickering. Custom built home, beautiful, in the suburbs? Or would you prefer like a 2 or 3 story penthouse anywhere in the city that you want it to be, fully decked out, has all the amenities you want?
Yeah,
if you had the choice, which one would you do?
I live in a condo right now, and I was in a house all my life before that. So I've come to appreciate a lot of the benefits that you just mentioned. One of them is even like the Amazon package. I guess they've kind of adjusted a little bit for the pandemic, but them trying to deliver stuff and me have to go over to the post office and pick it up. The fact that someone was always there to receive the packages for me, the fact that I could leave stuff downstairs in my concierge for someone to come, Tristan's gonna pick up this camera, like that was a huge benefit to me. Also, the gym, I was in the gym twice a day.
Your gym
sometimes.
was like
my condo.
Yeah, your condo.
My condo
gym is
amenities are nice.
No, bro, you have everything. You guys have a track, like, and dog, you guys have a basketball court, a full basketball court. There's basketball courts, and then there's
bowling alley,
right.
pool tables, tennis,
you guys
media
have it all.
room, everything. And so I really grew to appreciate the multi-level, like you said. I kind of missed that, having the space to just leave one level and go up to another level. Or if someone's staying in my house, like
being able to separate
downstairs,
yourself,
go upstairs. Like it's a little different when I just have a 1++ den. So even when I'm working, they're still kind of in my space when I'm working. I don't like people around.
So if it's a penthouse with multiple, I said multiple two stories, like that's perfect. Let's say so. But if it's a penthouse that's just all on one floor,
still be pretty separated.
Good size, but
still be pretty separated. I think. If we're talking downtown and we're talking before the pandemic when there was stuff actually happening downtown,
right,
and the space is there, then it's a no-brainer. If the time when I would move to the far east, never west, if I go to the east, it's gonna be for affordability of more space. So it's gonna be like obviously that same condo we're discussing versus the house is a lot more in downtown Toronto than it would be. So it'll be the affordability for that same space. And maybe I might care about a backyard eventually. I don't have any kids right now, but eventually I might care about that backyard because I grew up in a house in Markham with a huge backyard that I love. I have great memories of that.
Right.
But right now I'm still a young guy. I can appreciate my downtown. I'd want more space. Yeah, no, that's a fact. It's actually a fact. Yeah. But I need it. I like living downtown, but I can see myself when I'm not such a young guy. I think 6 to 12 months moving further.
That's what I was about to say. I think. So Chris, I want to know. I'm going to answer his, but I want to know what you think. But I think that you're saying this now. When you do the whole marriage thing or have kids and the whole nine, I think that's going to change. Because I live downtown. Yeah, I used to live downtown and I loved that life, buddy. I had everything there. I used to live almost right next door to Eaton Center. It was beautiful. Mm-hmm. But that was just a different stage in my life.
But do you think that if you could get the penthouse 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom where you had the space for the same price as a Whitby or Scarborough house, I was gonna say Scarborough's a little bit more expensive, a little bit more comparable, would do you think you'd still prefer the Scarborough property that's in the same size as the downtown? Because space now married with the child.
Right now, yes. Right now, just because there's this whole stigma with even with just the city, how are the kids going to be raised and all that kind of stuff. That people, they think about that kind of stuff. And I used to be like, buddy, that's foolishness. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's a thing.
There's some pretty nice public schools downtown, man.
100%. Public and private and Catholic, whatever the case may be, right? But I guess for me, it's like, I grew up in the suburbs. Yeah. I lived downtown when I was in my early 20s. School, I loved it. Yeah. I loved every second of it. I think if it was a situation where I was single, or if it was just a situation where it's just, Chrissy and I, and we don't have any kids or anything like that, I would say downtown. Chrissy would not. But over time, I'm loving Whitby, bro. Like I'm suburban now. Like it's.
Yeah, I'm not. You're domesticated. It's fine.
They domesticated me, bro. I used to be a wild, just stallion.
Is that what you did?
I did this dance. I hope this is on camera. This is a dance I used to do when
I'm glad you stopped doing that.
This dance?
Yeah,
I still do it though.
No, do the domesticated dance. What's that one?
It's kind of like the same. It's just kind of like more like this. Maybe just one hand. I don't know. I don't have both. Same dance.
You only have one move.
Chris, what about you, brother? We're gonna have to add captions, I guess, at the bottom. Again, Wes, captions. Go ahead.
I'd probably go with. I'm more of a suburban guy. I'd say I like the space. And, the farther outside of Toronto, I like the price.
Yeah,
that's true.
Price is a huge thing,
and that's normally why one would move to the suburbs, is because price and you get the space, right? Like you get think about it, a house in Toronto right now, bro. Yeah. You can't get a shack for under $1 million in Toronto. No. And I'm saying not even central Toronto, just being in the the area of Toronto, East York, or whatever the case may be. You can't get it's crazy, right?
It's the worst house that you could possibly imagine living in for $1.3 million.
Easily.
The worst. It might be haunted.
Potentially. Well, buddy, the house is probably like 400 years old as well, right? So I'm destroying Toronto and I sell in Toronto.
Right?
I shouldn't say that. This is terrible for business. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Toronto.
Before I let you get out of here, Tris, from my podcast, that's the Tristian.
It's not his podcast
the
at all.
Tristian Clunis podcast.
Chris, make sure the camera's on me. It's not his podcast at all.
Before I let you get out of here, I have
zoom
been
in
on
on
your social media quite a bit, man. And I saw an interesting quote that really kind of resonated with me personally.
This voice, I'm not liking the voice.
Yeah, no,
right
it's a different
it's
voice.
Super annoying. It really is annoying.
It's like
it's not resonating for.
I feel like it's
something.
I feel like it's like
on.
me as a vegan or something. I don't know. That's what I have in my mind.
Would you be a vegan? Would you become a vegan?
No, because then I would talk like that.
You don't talk like that regularly. Got it.
That'd be my standard voice.
Sorry, go ahead back to that voice.
I hated when you were a vegan. Anyways, results happen over time, not overnight.
Sorry, before you continue, vegan. It was because I'm in the suburb why I became vegan.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Whippy made you vegan.
It did not. You want to know why? Vegans are actually more downtown. You're more likely to become vegan than I am.
That is definitely true. That is definitely
you are more
true.
likely to become vegan than I am.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have done my this updo if I lived in Whitby or
you
Pickering.
would never. This is. Put the camera on him. This is very, very like risque for you.
Yeah, it is. My pants got a lot tighter, and things changed downtown. Not the vegan though.
Sorry, downtown. Not downtown.
Oh my God, bro!
You put the words together. Go ahead. You're on.
So listen, this resonated with me.
Sure.
I read it. It was Monday morning. Beautiful post.
Okay.
Results happen over time, not overnight. Working hard, stay consistent, and be patient. Sorry, work hard. Let's say it all again because I didn't deliver it properly, and I have the delivery voice now. Down.
I hate
Ready?
that voice.
Check.
Oh my gosh.
Results happen over time, not overnight. Work hard, stay consistent, and be patient. Did you write this?
No. I wanted to say yes.
Yeah, I know you could.
I wanted to say yes,
but something that obviously resonated with you that you posted.
100%. I think you know the term Rome wasn't built in a day?
Yes.
I don't subscribe to that at all. I know, like my personality is I want everything right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait on,
Yeah.
you know, building this step first and then that step. And I want it now. If I can get Rome in one day, I want Rome in one day.
Yeah.
But I learned, I guess, over the years, like, it just doesn't happen that way. The best way to do it is to build it properly, build a proper foundation by doing it in steps and being patient. You know, obviously, you know, I'm losing my mind right now. The marathon continues.
Nipsey.
Nip. That is the biggest. That is one of the biggest quotes, or obviously that's the name of his clothing line and his company. What he lives by, and it's the truth. It's a marathon. Life is not a sprint. Business is not a sprint. Everything I do, even just over the years, like
buying and holding is not a sprint.
Buying and holding, real estate is not a sprint.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they benefit from it. You may flip and all that kind of stuff. And I know some flippers that made some crazy money.
Yep, for
right?
sure.
100%. We both do. People that flipped, or whether it's or assigned property and all that stuff is great, and you can make money in real estate that way. But the best strategy, the most concrete strategy is to buy and hold, taking the marathon approach as opposed to the sprint. So I know for me, just even my personality, it's something that I always have to come back to. When I put that post out, it was something that I'm like, I have to remind myself that it's not, I'm doing it for me. Obviously I put it out for everybody else because I know there's other people that are like me that I have to remind myself, it doesn't have to all happen all at once. It doesn't have to happen all in one day. You can piece it, man. Just take steps, and little by little, you're gonna build.
And I brought that up because actually it was kind of very. I'm losing my words, but it was really on trend for this episode, bringing back an old clip from 2017 when you made that video and you made these points, and now we're in episode 3 of this podcast.
Woo!
It's the slow drip, the process, going through all the actions. You've been putting out content for a long time, and you're really stepping it up over the last little bit. So I want to congratulate you.
I appreciate that
hard work,
my brother. and I think we should celebrate. I think it's best to celebrate on the way, because here's the thing. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
But I'm going to interrupt.
You're good.
The thing is, we need to celebrate the small steps. People just want to go for gold, and then you think you can only celebrate when you get to that point. Celebrate that first step. Yeah. Celebrate the third episode. Buddy, maybe we need to get a drink, you know what I mean, to celebrate the third episode.
That's the thing that has you, when you hit those small milestones and those small points, that's what will allow you to be patient.
Exactly.
Because if you're always looking for the 100th episode, when you're only on the third one, you still got 97. That 97, you get at the bottom of the mountain. We talk about this all the time. Looking up at the mountain, it's very daunting. Right. But if you just said, you know what, I'm just going to get up to this first big rock. I don't know what mountains look like. Big rock, whatever. You have that little point that you're going to get to, and you measure day by day how far you're making it up the mountain. It really helps, and it really inspires you to continue. Episode 3 will be at episode 30 in no time, and I'm happy to be sitting here at episode 3.
I love that. We're gonna. That's a clip on its own.
Also unsubscribe to the whole Rome wasn't built.
Yes. Yeah. No. I unsubscribed from that. I am all about the marathon now. That's how I see things. I'm realizing even just, you want to know, just even with we just had a son, and he's 2 months, and just watching, it's happening fast, but it's just small things. Maybe just today he's gonna be raising his head way more. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where, then the next day he's going to be able to just get on his forearm and then, maybe tuck his knees in, and now he's it's just a small thing.
You won't even remember that he wasn't able to lift his head.
Well, it's happening fast. Yeah, it's happening fast, so fast, yeah. But it's in steps. He doesn't just come out the womb like, yo, ma, what up, homie? Yo, pop, what's good? You know what I mean?
Are you sure he didn't do that?
No, he didn't. Okay. He didn't. If he did, it would be concerning, I would say.
I'd be concerned.
Yeah, I would be.
I'd give the baby back, actually.
Chrissy, we're going to edit all this out. We're not. We're going to keep it all in. But watching him and his development shows me that it doesn't all happen all at once. You have to have the steps, and we celebrate when he just raises his head, when he goes like this and he turns it from one end to the next. Yay! We're celebrating with him. Yeah. Those small steps, just what you were talking about in regards to the mountain, is the truth. Sure. You gotta celebrate as you go, man. Yeah, anyway, man.
Thank you.
That was awesome, man.
Great.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, glad I brought it up too.
Today was fun. Chris, you had a good time? Yeah. Awesome. So we're gonna wrap it up now. I'm gonna let this guy wrap it up since he thinks he's a host. I would love Chris to just, if you can just zoom in to the screen while he's wrapping it up, that would be ideal. Sorry, go ahead.
So don't put me on at all, just the screen.
No, it would be great if you could just get is it possible to just get half the I don't know.
Face in the screen. I don't know.
But zoom in on the screen.
Anyways, thanks so much for being here, Tris. Let them know your socials in the camera. Where can they find you?
You can catch me on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. We're working on our LinkedIn.
Working on that.
It's there, but it's not there. Anyways, at Tristian Clunis, Tristian, Clunis, Clunis. Where can they find you, bro?
You can find me at West Hype. Also, please leave a comment under this video. Leave a comment on whether you're watching it on Instagram or YouTube. I'll be there and writing them down, so I have them here on my phone for him. So ask Clunis any real estate questions at all. He's your guy, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, man, we want to get comments.
Wasting our time here.
No. Yeah.
I could be doing something else right now.
More things.
Let me know that you're getting something from this.
It'd be good
Let
to
me know that
for sure.
that whatever you learned. Put what you learned in the comments.
Let's do that. Yeah. Perfect. Well, thanks so much for coming. Did they come? They did not come. We're gonna do a better
clicking.
We're gonna do a better outro. We're still working on it. We're only episode 3. Bear with us. Talk to you guys later. Remember, clueless, ask Clunis. See you soon.
That was good, man.
Thank you.
Good ending.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye.